deer season just ended here in Nebraska, so we're already getting ready for next year, doing some scouting. I'm going to try to show you guys what we look for when we're looking at new properties. All these properties that I'm going to be scouting are completely new to me, never hunted these areas, so should be some interesting topics that get covered here while we're doing some scouting. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoy these scouting episodes. Time of year once deer season goes by. For some reason this year it went super fast. We had a really great year, a good start to December, and then things kind of tapered off after that. Our end to December wasn't too great. Some of that is because, especially where I'm hunting, I didn't have any time to scout the pieces I was hunting. So it's January 1st, happy 2019 I guess, but just can't stand sitting inside. It's like 8 degrees out right now with a really cold wind chill, but can't stand being inside. So to solve that problem, I'm already getting out first day of the new year to do some scouting to hopefully find some really good spots for next year. So we're always doing something, always trying to learn something, always trying to find better spots. So just going to scout my way back, all the way back to that far side. So I've never been on this side. I looked at it on a map, but I kind of wanted to show you guys what we look for. So I'm just going to walk, and if I see something I want to talk about, we'll talk about it. So hopefully we find some good spots down here. It looks good from here, but you never know. Like I mentioned, never been here before, and it's like 12 degrees out, it's freezing cold, but it's going to be fun to see what's on this property, kind of scout it out. That's one of the things me and Brody really like doing, is doing some scouting, getting on different properties, so hopefully we find some good stuff. It looks pretty decent, but from the aerial view, but you never know quite until you get down there, so. Uh-oh. We have an issue. It's going to be a major one, sounds like, maybe. Unless there's a bridge. Hopefully we can get it to scoot across this. Well, we're going to go see if we can't cross somewhere else and maybe find a stick to help us get across, because that's looks like it's going to be slick. So, oh boy. Hurdle number 1 of the day successfully passed. Just going to leave my handy dandy stick right here for when I have to walk all the way back out. So, one hurdle crossed. So now we can actually get to what we were here for. Wasn't as bad as I thought. Wasn't that deep. Well, I made it on the far side of that CRP field access. Way back over there, we spent our whole time so far walking this side. Not much over there, but still seeing pretty good buck sign for areas that aren't very good, if that makes sense. So that's definitely a good sign that as we even get further back into where the good stuff is, that we're going to be seeing some stuff. So we're going to hop up into the timber here and go way back there now. So looks like a good spot. Hopefully this timber is thick. If it's thick, there's going to be some bucks in there. I got an ag field on the other side. I'll show you when we get there. So to keep from making this video super long on a spot that we really didn't see much, we made it back into the timber. We walked all the way back there and around all the way down to the river and didn't see the buck sign that we were hoping for. It's pretty thick and it seems like there should be deer in there. There just doesn't appear to be the sign that there's deer in there. But when I was on the other side and actually seen those bucks, like a bunch of them, I didn't see much sign over there either. So, I mean, it doesn't excite me all that much. It excites me just enough that I want to come back middle part of October. We'll come in from the river, which is back that way, access it from the other side of the property, cross the river in our waders, and then just pop up along the edge here, and then we'll just observe in. And if we see anything, perfect. We'll move, we'll make adjustments from that observation state, and who knows, from that observation state we might actually be able to kill something from the tree stand that we're sitting in anyways. If we don't see anything on the first trip, might give it a second trip, and then after that we'll just move on from this side because it looks okay, but I don't want to waste too much time on it. If we come in, we see some stuff, boom, we're in business. If not, we're going to move on. So that's the plan for this side. Just because it was thick, there just wasn't a whole lot of buck sign in there, so no scrapes, hardly any rubs. The other side of the river here is public as well, and after not finding much on this side, other than the spot I hunted this year and actually seen bucks in, which we didn't go to but was on this side of the river, we're going to pop over, we're going to go to that side. Alrighty, well, we took the little short drive around to the other side of the river, and we're just going to walk this out. It's kind of a strip of trees along the river, walk it down, turn around, walk it back, see what we can't find. Hopefully it looks better than the other side did, because we need to start finding some places to hunt here, so find some buck sign at least, so start walking. I always say start walking, I guess. That's the only thing you can do, just keep walking. Well, seems like we keep running into roads everywhere we go, so that's no good. This one's not starting out any better than the other one. Hopefully it ends right here in this little food plot dealio, whatever it is, so. This one looks okay, no buck sign yet, but we're not really that far back in on it, so keep going. So over there across the river, that's where we were before. We're getting down into this kind of brushy area around the river, and usually get some pretty good rubs, some pretty good beds down in this stuff, so hopefully we find some beds down in here. That'd be a really good sign. Well, we've run ourselves into a little bit of a scrape line here along the edge of the river. It's heading back into there, and there's an island. That could be really good. That could be where the bucks are bedded down in the middle of that island. But there's another scrape. Or rub, rather, sorry. Did I say rub line or scrape line earlier? I meant rub line. Either way. Another rub right here along this edge, heading back deeper. So that's good. Heading back into hopefully where the does are. And if the does are back there, there'll be bucks back there. So, by the way, that river looks really cold. So, we want no part of going in there. I guess it's a really thin strip of timber that runs along this river. There's a field on that side and a field over there. The river's over here. But I'm seeing quite a few rubs, like some pretty decent ones, so it's not very big. So I'm just going to take a chance on it and come in and hunt it unless I see another hunter's tree stand in here. So there's some bucks in here. I'm not even sure where they're coming from, where they're going. If they're coming from the other side, I have to look at the map a little bit more. But I mean, it looks good in here. A lot of it we can get up in a tree, cover like most of this edge of the river. That looks pretty good. We can get up over here, see most of this. So we're gonna keep walking, see if we can't pinpoint a couple spots to come in and sit. So I'm just gonna take a chance on it. Come in during the early season. I'm just getting the feeling early season, September, it's gonna be better than it is right now here in the late season. So let's keep walking and let's find. There's another one. Right there, coming from across the river. So we're gonna get a tree stand in here somewhere. It looks better than the other side. So if we're gonna hunt this spot, we're gonna come in from a different access point. We can walk on the other side of this, so if there's anything bedded along the river there. Other side of this tree line, we can walk all the way in, and we'll come in back here. Back in this way was where I was talking to you before, where all the rubs were along the river. So we're gonna come in, find a stand somewhere up in this area to hang a stand. So that's gonna be the game plan. Well, I think here's the game plan. talked about how we're going to come in along that edge of those cedars. We'll have to drop down, cross across this little creek, but then we can get up in this tree. It's a little bit crooked, there's not a lot of cover, but we can get up probably right there and be good enough to do an observation sit quick. I mean, it's thick, we can see through there. Looks like a decent spot. My only concern is if it's more of a buck's cruising type of location, or if it's a spot where they're bedding and we're going to be able to see them, because I didn't spook anything up out of here, but I didn't spook anything out of any of the other ones, and they can hear me coming from a mile away because it's so cold and quiet. But I mean, there's no denying there's trails through here, and there's rubs in here, so there's deer in here at some point in time, and maybe it's during the early season. I'll try to throw up a map, because I'm done walking out now, so I'll throw up a map, see if I can explain things a little bit better for you. So I wanted to just throw up a map here. The setup is a little bit complicated in trying to explain how things kind of laid out. And so we got an example property up here. This isn't the exact one, but it's going to be good enough to kind of show you guys what's going on. So we got some ag fields off to the north that the deer might be feeding in. The river runs along the southern edge of the strip of trees. You can see that small strip of trees there in the middle, and there's more timber, more bedding to the south, and that's actually the area that I scouted earlier in the day and didn't actually see too much in there. So that's one of the things that kind of is keeping me from really going all in on this spot, is the fact that there wasn't a lot of bedding near the area, and what I walked through didn't seem to be too good of bedding, more maybe of a travel corridor, but it was thick enough to be bedding. So that's why it still interests me to go back to that spot. So I think the plan is to sit this spot once, kind of do an observation sit, but an observation sit over exactly what we want to see. So we're going to be right in close, but we're just going to sit there once, see what happens, maybe twice. If we don't see anything, we're moving on. We're not going to spend too much time on it, because it turns out probably after walking this whole property, the best spot is the spot I hunted earlier in the year, earlier in October, when I seen all those bucks. So that might be the only good spot on this property, and if it is, then that's the spot we'll hunt. One thing that I think I'm going to do to kind of help make sure that's a spot that we want to go back to, I think I'm going to put a trail cam out there in the summer. It's way back in there, we'll lock it up, hopefully no one will find it throughout the summer months, and hopefully from putting that trail camera out, we'll get some pics of deer moving through. If we got deer moving through, we can definitely go back there and hunt it. But we're going to utilize that trail camera to kind of confirm our suspicions on this spot. What I like about it is the amount of sign that was in there. We found a pretty good rub line, lots of trails, not a lot of tracks, but the ground was frozen, so that's probably why. The only thing that's lacking is bedding. So it's thick enough to be bedding, but we didn't see any beds, didn't bump anything. So that's kind of what's holding me back, but it has the potential with all the rubs, the food sources, and all the sign that we've seen in there. So it's going to be a really overlooked spot, or a spot that's really bad that we shouldn't be hunting in. But we'll make sure to update you throughout the year as we go throughout the process of hunting this spot to see what we find. So that'll take you through how we go about scouting these new pieces of public land. We know we have one good spot on this piece of public land, but do we have two? That's kind of what we're trying to figure out. We're definitely going to be doing some more scouting videos here in the off season. Make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.